They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flow, chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan Penn.
Yeah, what up, YouTube, man? Look, man, I just did a video and I said that I wanted to do another one just to talk about a particular topic that's constantly being witnessed by everybody, and it's something that me and the homie had talked about before, and it's the whole, before I even get into that, shout out to Too Grimy for radio, Too Grimy for TV. Shout out to Too Grimy, period, man. Shout out to homie for Northside Basa. Who else, man? Shout out to everybody that really be rocking with the channel. You know what I mean? But what I really want to get into is this whole thing with the, people just throwing, they throw these titles out here. Like, you got these fools that be like, oh yeah, this fool's a rat. And it's understandable, like, when you're dealing with other races, a lot of times they tend to throw things out that ain't necessarily true. It's just something that they're running with. And it's not even like a race thing, but just cars. I'll just say it like that because that would be weird. But, other cars, they tend to do that. Oh, this fool's a rat. And then they pump up all types of other individuals to handle their business because they don't really want to do it themselves. And a lot of people have lost their life due to such things as that. Like, when it comes to the homies, I'm just gonna tell you, because I see a lot of fools out there right now, like, oh, this fool's a rat, or this fool could be a rat, or this fool. Like, for one, you never come on social media and call another homie a rat unless you got paperwork. And let me just pull that back, because you just don't come on social media, period, and say a fool's a rat. If anything, if you think a fool got dirt on his jacket, the first thing you do is either you let it go. And I say, and the reason I say let it go is because if you ain't gonna handle it yourself, it's no need of even trying to pass it on to nobody else. When you're behind the walls, hold on, cause that light hitting the face is weird. It's still hitting the face. It's got this little whatever. But when you're behind the walls, you know for a fact if you call somebody a rat, or you even insinuate that somebody's a rat, the first thing they're gonna tell you is, okay, you gotta handle that. Even if you got the paperwork, oh no, you got to go ahead and handle that. The only way you're not leaving the yard after you say that is if you're somebody that's doing something. You know what I mean? Like, there's some type of, you already know it goes without saying. But if you're a money bag, you're not going nowhere. Somebody else will go ahead and handle that. But if you say a fool behind the walls is a snitch, and you don't want to handle it, then you turn around and get hit yourself, because. And they're probably still gonna invest in the other vato, but it's still like, because you have a lot of cats that do that. They land on these yards and they have opposition. Somebody then posse witness something that they thought they shouldn't have, and they feel like these fools are gonna get outed. So what they do is they go ahead and smut the fool up, try to get him moved from the yard. And this, don't get me wrong, in prison there's a lot of dummies that go off of that, and they always end up in a wreck eventually. But you got cats like that. Like, I had a dude that was calling one of my homies no good. He went to another yard and PC'd up because they had found out that he was on multiple fools' paperworks. And it's not to say the fool that he was talking about wasn't in bad standings, but it's just, you got that type. Like, I've witnessed it a few times. Fools would be like, oh, this fool's no good, this and that. Then once you start to, like, really investigate them, when it comes out they're the ones that's no good. They're just trying to smut the homie up because the homie knows that they're no good. And I'm gonna tell you, that's another thing that was always funny to me. The cats that know for a fact that there's something on these vatos and they won't do nothing about it. They'll wait till somebody else try to figure it out, or come in and be like, oh yeah, hey fool, you remember that fool? Be like, yeah fool, remember he was over here and he did this. Like, hey, why haven't you exposed him yet? Fool, it's just I wasn't sure. But okay, you're not sure, but yet you're telling me, hey, you remember that fool? So all I'm saying, dog, you know what I mean? Because I don't really want to, go all through the matrix and stuff. But it's just like, I see that on social media now. And there's a lot of cats that are doing that. Like, they're calling fools snitches, but they're not handling their business as men. Like, hold on. like plain and simple fact, dog. You know it's a no-no. Anytime you jump on social media and call another fool a snitch, you should be willing to handle it. It's like them fools be like, "Oh, I knew this fool was no good." Well, if you knew he was no good, why didn't you just go ahead and handle it? See, that's the thing. That's why I say like this. Not even this generation, because there's a lot of fools in this generation that still believe in a certain way of doing things. And I'm not trying to promote violence or anything of that nature. It's just it's just I never really liked those cats that throw the young homies to the wolves because they know something and they don't want to handle it themselves. So what they do is they pump up some youngster that's trying to gain a name and send him out to do the dirty work. And in the end, you get that little gracias, and then but as soon as you mess up even a little bit, now you're getting hit. You see what I'm saying? Like I've seen that a lot. Dudes that just really was like stumped down for us, and then end up getting caught up over the smallest, all this fool. You've been doing all these freaking pegadas, but you get booked over 50 paper. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of, because you always got fools that hate the fact that you're a writer just to begin with. Like, oh, this fool just thinks he's all that because this fool is doing this. They just hate because they don't have the quota to do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that. That's why, like, when fools get to talking about dropouts and PCs and all this, like, to be honest, I never really trip off them. I know there's a gang of them out there. I don't really trip off them, especially the ones that went about their business and they got productive lives and they're taking care of their families. I get it. You couldn't hack it. Somebody crossed you, whatever. But now you're out the way. You ain't trying to be on social media and be talking about all this nonsense or trying to be that man. You like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm done with this. In a sense, it's like I may not like it, but I gotta respect it because you went on about your business. You're not trying to be that. You're not trying to get on anywhere and be like, I'm him, like, you know, and I did it for this. Nah, you're just like, okay, I did this and that's it. But you got these other cats that are just straight no good, and they're all on social media still trying to be that. Like, as soon as you leave this because it was too hard for you and it was just a lot of stuff that you really didn't agree with after being involved in it for so long, and you give it up, fine and dandy, going about your business. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I can say about that because, as you know what I mean, it's like you don't owe really nothing to anybody except God and maybe your family, like as far as like mothers and pops, whatever. But you don't really owe nothing to nobody. Like, fools hate you regardless. You could be the most solid stand up stump down fool in the world, but you know, there's always going to be somebody that hates you. I've been through that my whole life, but it's whatever, you know, you push through. The ones I don't respect is the fools that supposedly it was hard and fools are just running your pockets and all this other nonsense. You got busted with a paper and you didn't want to pay your debt, so you locked, but you go over there and you join another organization. It's you fools that I be talking about the most that I just can't stand because you're a hypocrite. And it's funny that most of you fools that did that and went that route are the ones on social media talking about change your life and don't get involved with the South, don't get involved with the swoops, don't get involved with this because these fools are gonna do you wrong. Dude, you were trash, you dropped, and then you went and joined something else that was just as destructive as what you left. And you got the nerve to come on here and talk about a positive motivation. Like, nobody, the only ones that's really paying attention to that is them fools that just a little slow-footed, the ones that really never knew whether they want to be involved or out of it, so they're kind of living vicariously through you. And it's like they take the side that was like the hard side, but at the same time they you know, how should I say, they tell themselves that that's why I didn't join it in the first place. But, you know, I did like that life. I just didn't want to commit. That's what it was. You didn't want to commit. Fine and dandy. So, yeah, you fake motivational speakers that just really in bad standings because you chose to be a trash bag your whole life and then leave something and go join something else. Like, them the fools I've never had respect for, because once you give it up, just give it up, dog. It's like, I can respect that at least. It wasn't for you no more. Maybe you've been through the ringer. Some fools have did long periods of time, and it's just like they want their life back. Hey, you got to live with whatever you know you choose, and I respect it. Just to be brutally honest, I respect it. It just ain't for you no more. But leave it alone. Go on about your business, and I can guarantee you, 9 out of 10, nobody's really looking for you, dog. Ain't nobody going out of their way to crash out on some fool that locked it up in fucking 1989. Nobody's really tripping on you except maybe your vodka or food that you may have told on or debriefed on, them are the ones that maybe hold a grudge, and some of them don't even. They're just like, whatever, dog. They beat these life sentences they see on the street. They're not even tripping on you because they're like, you know what? It ain't even worth going back to the cage. Respectable. On some grown men, it's respectable. But, like, I don't get it, like, the whole snitch thing. Like, if a fool's a snitch, handle your business. Like, if you're gonna put it out there on social media, this fool's a tattletale, and you're gonna even insinuate that fool's a snitch, go ahead and get it out the way. Go ahead and handle your business. Go ahead and do whatever you need to do. Yeah. No, you can't be on camera. That'll be in there in a minute. Go with your brother. Okay? Okay? You see, this is why I be trying to refrain from doing crazy stuff. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. You see, you can't be on camera, but you see, this is why I be trying to refrain from doing stupid stuff. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is like this: if you put a fool out there as a snitch, handle your business. If not, don't put that out on social media, because in a lot of, like, it just ain't even true. You're just doing it to smudge somebody up and make them feel, or make people think that these dudes ain't who they are. You know what I mean? This boy is crazy. It's the youngins though, but go with your brother. Go watch Pink Phone. Okay? Okay. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is just don't do it, dog. It makes you look bad, especially if you ain't handling your business. But and the whole talking about PC, I didn't even want to talk about you. It's a correlation and all types of things, like interlinks. You know what I mean? But yeah, don't do it, dog. It's bad, huh? You what? Your kids are the only one that can make you soft. Anyways, don't put that out there. What? This he's after his pops. Yeah? Okay, well don't don't put it out there if you ain't gonna handle your business. And that's your big boy Zod. And this is my son, little young one. Say bye.
Bye.
Kneel before Zod!